What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with some more NBA player props. We're about to talk about my favorite picks for today, as well as some of these game lines, because today's kind of a tough slate. Let's be honest. We got some potential blowouts here, but we'll go over all that in just a second. Before we do anything, we do have to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. So if you're new to the channel, I do this in every single video. If this video gets 250 likes, I will select a random comment down from the comments to win a free month of VIP. Now, yesterday, I don't even think we hit the like threshold. I'm still going to give away free VIP just because yesterday's free picks were terrible. So I'm still going to give away the free VIP. Make sure you get it to 250 if you guys want that free VIP. But let's go ahead and pick our winner. The winner is going to be for, and let's pop up, it's going to pop up. Black Mamba, who said, Manic Monday, let's get this bag with the money bag emoji. Well, Mamba, send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added for that free month of VIP, my man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys. And let's take a look at how the bets went yesterday, because yesterday, player props were okay. The free pick player props were terrible. So let's talk about the free picks. Let's talk about how things have been going on the YouTube channel lately. YouTube has been bad. I will be honest with you guys. So far this month, I'm down about $1,400 on Parlay Play alone. I have been getting hammered on Parlay Play. Parlay Play is the only app that I cannot catch a win on right now. Money lines have been phenomenal. Money lines, I'm up $8,200 or $8,189, as you can see right here. Yesterday was a $10 profit day. I posted 4 NBA money lines, and I'm going to go ahead and prove it to you guys. I'm going to show you what I did. So here are from my Discord. I posted this right here. This is from yesterday. Lakers money line 1 unit, Sixers money line 1 unit, Rockets and Hawks money line parlay 1 unit, and I put Magic money line for 0.5 units. I posted the slips. These are the 4 slips I ran, and then we're going to look at the results. So the results of those slips, which are in my bet tracker, everything is tracked from what I played. Lakers money line, Hawks and Rockets parlay, Sixers money line, Magic money line, 250, 250, 250. Here's my half unit, 125. Lakers and Lakers money line cash for 200. Hawks and Rockets cash for 185 profit. And then I lost the Sixers money line and I lost the Magic money line. So this ended up being, what is that, $385. And then you subtract the $375. So I ended up profiting $10. So the math is mathing. It is correct. Right there is my $10 win, just to show you guys that this is legitimate. This isn't just random bets placed on here. I am tracking every single bet that I personally play on the sports books, and this is where we're at for the month. $8,189 profit since December, $13,200 profit, which is a little over, what is that, 50 units? So 50 units would be 12.5, so that's 52, almost 53 units profit since the beginning of December, which is absolutely crazy, which is great. So the way that I do things, and this is just for the people who are watching who are struggling with this, play a unit, guys, on everything. You can see all my bets are pretty much the same thing. Anything between $100 to $250 for the most part is where all my plays are going to be. You can see I didn't nuke Patriots money line, but that was a one, and I do that like once every 4 months, man. I do not nuke very many plays, and I don't recommend nuking ever, but I just wanted to play Patriots money line. I had made so much money from the month. I was like, you know what? I'm going to risk a little bit. So I profited 2 units on that play. That's what I ended up doing. But if you guys do want to get all these plays, you know where the link is. It's down in the description. Our Discord is free to join. I'd love to have you guys a part of the community. If you want to get every single slip, it is on our WAP. You have to download. You download Discord. You pay through WAP. And you have access to the VIP channels on Discord. So all the plays are posted in Discord, but WAP is where we take payment. So if you want to join, it is here. It's only $10 a week or $25 per month. 20% off if you use code NBA. So you can get $8 for your first week or $20 for your first month. We'd love to have you guys in there if you want. Looking at our slips from yesterday, here's our slips. I actually swept both plays I posted on Chalkboard yesterday. Had Kobe White with Rui. That one was absolutely free, cashed very easily. And then I had Doncic with Giddey. So Doncic had a free square on Chalkboard, which we cashed. And I played Giddey PRA because I thought that line was a little bit too low. I figured he'd get decent minutes in a game that should have been pretty competitive. And that one cashed. It was a little bit sweaty, but it did cash just pretty easy. So that one was green. These 2 slips over on Sleeper, 2 free squares or discounted lines for Doncic and LeBron, or Mobley and LeBron, my bad. We ended up paying both of those and cashing both of them. Here's our 2 money lines, Lakers with Rockets and Hawks that cashed. And then here's a couple of college slips that Ace posted. I actually did not tell college. He profited slightly on college yesterday as well. So I could have profited probably another $150 if I would have played on the college basketball slips. But I did not play them yesterday, so I didn't put them on my bet tracker. Ace cashed this one right here, Arizona money line for 550, and then up here 360 to win 300. So lots of plays getting posted. We'd love to have you guys in there. If you want, you know where to go. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into these games. Let's talk about them because this slate's kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. So the first game on the slate is going to be the Trailblazers taking on the Wizards. Washington are big underdogs at home, plus 245, 7.5 spread, 232.5 total. Public betting has most of the money going to be on Portland, and it's the Wizards, guys. Good reason, but let's talk about this Wizards team. They have lost, 9 games in a row. They're due for a win. The Trailblazers have lost 2 in a row after coming off of a 4-game win streak. They just played yesterday versus Boston in Boston, and now they're traveling to Washington, across the whole freaking world, man, to come and play another game on the road. So I said across the world, but you know what I meant. But anyways, lots of traveling for this Portland team, a Portland team that's actually struggling with injuries. So you can look at their injuries. Blake Wesley is out. Thibault is out. Reith is questionable. Chris Murray is out. We know about Dame already. Scoot Henderson is still out. Denny Avdija is questionable. Now, this is the big unknown for me. If Avdija plays, this Portland team is probably going to win. If Avdija sits, I think Washington can win this game. And at plus 245, you're getting some very good value on them. Looking at Washington, they're missing Marvin Bagley still. Kalibli's questionable. Chris Middleton is also questionable. Vukcevic is out. Whitmore is out for the season, we know that, and then they're missing Trae Young still. So you're expecting some of these other players to have to step it up. I think Sarr could have a good game here. I think Keyshawn George could have a good game. I'm looking more towards Sarr here. Tough matchup versus Klingon, but I do think this is a decent play for him. Anybody from Portland can potentially pop off. For Portland, you really have to wait to see what happens with Avdija. If Avdija plays, a lot of shot opportunities will be taken away from other players. So if Avdija doesn't play, then they're going to have a lot more opportunities. So we can look depending on what happens with Avdija for this game. That's really what I'm waiting for. If Avdija sits, give me Wizards money line. I think they're due for a win. If Avdija plays, then I'm probably just going to end up going with Portland here, and they're minus 200 for a reason, and they're definitely the better team. But lots of traveling, guys. It takes a lot of a toll on you, so we'll see what happens there. Next game on the slate is Knicks versus Kings. This game could get ugly. You got the Knicks minus 560 at home, 13.5-point favorites, 230 total. Most of the money right now going to be on the Knicks. Now, let's talk about these two teams. The Knicks had their Brunson meeting, and they've won 2 games in a row. They went on a 4-game loss streak. Brunson said, team meeting, boys, and then they have popped off ever since, just beating Philly on the road in Philly. Looking at the Kings, they had that little 4-game win streak they went on, and they lost 5 in a row. This team is struggling. They do have Zach LaVine questionable, Malik Monk's questionable, Keegan Murray is out. The Knicks are missing nobody. The Knicks should win this game. Do I think the Kings have a chance? Of course, it's the NBA. We've seen what happens with the NBA. These NBA games, lots of upsets have been happening lately. You can probably expect a lot of upsets to continue through All-Star break. That's how it always goes. You're going to see teams that shouldn't win or teams that sucked at the first half of the season start picking it up a little bit to try to bring that record up a little bit, or especially if they're close to 500. They want to start playing better to try to get into these playoffs. But a lot of these teams don't have much of a chance. When you look at the Kings, at 12-35, what can they really do? Give me the Knicks to win this game if I had to pick. At the odds that they're at, 500, minus 560, plus 554, I think it would be better to take a shot on the Kings for a quarter unit. But I'm probably not going to play either of these teams today personally. So, it's totally up to you guys what you want to do there. But I do think the Knicks win this game. Brunson probably has a good game. Other than that, man, I think this has potential blowout. So I'm probably not going to be playing very many props from this game unless there's some really good discounts on some of these platforms. Next game on the slate is going to be Pelicans OKC. OKC minus 640 at home, 14.5 spread, 233.5 total. Most of the money on OKC, and we understand why. OKC's lost 2 games in a row. They just got beat by Indiana, and they got beat by Toronto, and both of these games were at home in OKC. So this team, 2 close games, 2 tough L's. This team, every time they take a loss, it's 2 to 3 points. 2-point loss, 3-point loss, 2-point loss, 3-point loss. They got beat by 7 from Charlotte, but they got blown out these 2 games versus the Spurs. But other than that, man, they keep these games close. They're barely losing when they lose. Pelicans on 2-game win streak. They just beat the Spurs in San Antonio, and they beat the Grizzlies in Memphis. So this Pelicans team's looking a little bit better right now. They only have one injury right now. It's DeJounte Murray. This starting five has actually not been that bad. Derek Queen can play. Zion can play when he wants to. You got Sadiq Bey, Herbert Jones, and Trey Murphy. This team's not that bad. If they can actually just get something going, I think this team could be decent. Looking at OKC, missing Alex Caruso, missing Hartenstein still, missing A.J. Mitchell, Thomas Sorber obviously out for the season, Topic still out, Cason Wallace questionable, and Jalen Williams is still out. So this team missing a lot of mouths on that team. OKC, I don't think blow out the Pelicans tonight. Now, let's talk about these two teams because any teams on a back-to-back, no, they haven't played since the 25th. Both teams on 2 days rest. This game could get ugly. It definitely could. So do I think the Pelicans are like some powerhouse team? Not by any means, guys. I think they have a decent lineup and they can be good and they can beat some bad teams. They've looked good lately. At plus 640, I think they're definitely live dogs. Now, the thing about OKC is OKC has lost 2 in a row. If OKC was on like a 5-game win streak, I'd probably be more likely to take the Pelicans. But I don't think OKC is going to lose 3 home games in a row. So give me OKC here. Minus 640, you just can't play. If they come out here and play like we know they can, they could definitely blow out this Pelicans team, especially if the Pelicans have an off game. But the Pelicans have been playing well. So I think this game stays slightly competitive. Obviously, most of the money going to be on OKC today. If I had to pick a winner, give me OKC. Can't really put money on this one if I'm picking a team unless I just dabble a little bit on the Pelicans. You could run Pelicans and Kings and probably have a very nice payout on like $15. But anyways, that probably doesn't happen. Just throwing it out there. Next game on the slate is going to be the Sixers versus the Bucks. Now, we just watched the Sixers get beat. I told you guys. I had Sixers money line last night. Sixers got whooped up on by Charlotte. It was not even close. They're minus 400 favorites at home tonight. 10.5 spread and a 219.5 total. So this Sixers team just got beat by 40 points from the Hornets. And that was in Charlotte. Obviously, they're back at home now. The problem with this team is when they're missing Embiid and Paul George, they're struggling. Paul George is questionable. Embiid's going to play. Embiid sits every other game most of the time. So lots of I'm not going to say lots of unknowns. There's only 2 players questionable on this team. But I do think with Embiid playing, this team's going to beat Milwaukee, mainly because Milwaukee's missing their star player, Giannis. Giannis and Franz is just Franz right now. So you got Giannis missing, Kevin Porter's missing, and Taurean Prince is still missing. So team's missing a lot of key players there. They just got beat by Denver and OKC. They're on a 2-game loss streak. They haven't played in 4 days, so they do have that rest going on for them, whereas this Philly team has actually played 2 games in less days than they played 2 games in the last 3 days, whereas the Bucks haven't played any in the last 4. So Bucks definitely going to be way more rested. This game definitely could go in favor of the Bucks. Don't get me wrong. Most of the money is going to be on the Sixers. We already looked at that, but I think that the Sixers probably win with Embiid. I think Embiid has a good game. I think you can look at some players from the Bucks too, like Ryan Rollins or somebody to step up the scoring. I think the Bucks lose, but at plus 383, it's the NBA. Like I said, there's a lot of upsets going to happen. I don't think taking the Bucks at plus 383 is a bad bet. I really don't. I think they definitely have some chance with all this rest versus the Sixers. Next game on the slate is going to be the Pistons versus the Nuggets. Nuggets are plus 223 at home to 6.5 point spread, 216.5 total. Public betting, 63% is going to be on Detroit spread with 57% on Denver money line. So a lot of people on Denver at plus 223. Now let's talk about this Nuggets team. This Nuggets team, without Jokic, I thought was going to get absolutely destroyed. Now they're missing Tamar Bates, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, Jokic, Jamal Murray probable, Joe Val probable, Peyton Watson probable. So these 3 are going to play most likely. These 5 are still out. So this team, look at this. Even with Jokic out, I thought the Nuggets were going to struggle big time, especially missing so many players that they have. They've looked very good. Still a 67% win rate. Still absolutely dominating. At home, they have lost their last 2 games, but they've been playing very, very well. So it's hard for me not to give the Nuggets credit where credit's due. But let's look at the Detroit team. Pistons team, one of the best teams in the league, 75% win rate. Even on the road, they win majority of games. They have a 70% win rate on the road. No injuries. LeVert's the only one out. So give me Detroit here at minus 223. Probably one of the safer plays in my personal opinion. Now, do I think this game could go the opposite way? Yes, I do. But I just don't think that a beat-up Nuggets team can beat this Pistons team. I just don't think it happens. It definitely could, but I don't think it's going to. Give me the Pistons, one of my favorite plays on the slate for the odds. It's one of my most confident plays. I think they're a better team. I think when every player's in, this game is toss-up, even in Denver. I think the Pistons could beat the Nuggets fully healthy in Denver. I think, like I said, it could be a toss-up game. So take away all these players, and I just think that the Pistons win. Let me make sure back-to-backs aren't the last time they played. So, yeah, Nuggets on our 4-game rest. Pistons have 2 days rest. So, Nuggets are definitely going to be more rested, but still missing a lot of players. So, give me the Pistons in this one at minus 223. Next game on the slate is going to be the Suns taking on the Nets. The Suns are minus 300 favorites at home, an 8.5 spread with a 210 total. Most of the money on both sides is going to be on Phoenix. Now, this game, I don't know, man. I've had the Suns the last game. They got beat by Miami, and it kind of hurt me. Looking at the Nets, they've won 1 game in their last 12. So this Nets team struggles. They're missing Highsmith, missing Clowney, Tyrese Martin is questionable, Cam Thomas probable, and probable for Nolan. Phoenix is missing Devin Booker, and then you got a questionable Jalen Green. With no Booker, this Suns team is struggling. That's their lead scorer. No Jalen Green. They don't have many mouths to go to, man. I mean, you got to look at the people that you have to step it up. Gillespie can step it up. Grayson Allen for sure. Dylan Brooks is okay sometimes. I mean, they got a decent starting 5. Don't get me wrong, but minus 300, I don't know. I don't know if I trust them. So I do think the Nets can keep this game close. That being said, the Nets got beat by 60 a couple games ago, so you can't really trust the Nets either. I do think Michael Porter Jr., our wagon, is going to have a good game. I said that last time, and they got beat pretty bad. He didn't get very many minutes. I think they can keep this game competitive. I think versus the Suns without Booker, they keep it competitive. Suns probably still pull out the win, most likely, but I do think the Nets, once again, are live dogs. I think there's a lot of live dogs on this slate that you can potentially take, and some of these upsets are going to happen. I don't think that all the favorites are going to win tonight, so just understand that too. So if you can figure out which game is the one, then you can make some good money on it. But to me, it's going to be the Suns money line, most likely. Nets keep it competitive. Some of the players in the Nets are going to be good to go to, such as Michael Porter Jr., in my personal opinion. Last game on the slate, this is one I can't really talk too much about because there's a lot of injuries. Utah is plus 300 underdogs at home, 8.5 spread. Most of the money going to be on the Clippers. Clippers have looked dominant as of lately. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, only losing to the Bulls. They got blown out by the Bulls, but they're missing a lot of players. Bradley Beal's out. Bogdanovich is still out. Chris Dunn questionable. Derek Jones out. Kawhi Leonard questionable. Ty Washington questionable. So looking at the injuries here, if Kawhi sits, this team gets a lot worse. If Kawhi plays, they're freaking strong. Jazz missing Keontae George. Harkless questionable. Kevin Love probable. Markkanen questionable. Niang questionable. Nurkic is doubtful. So lots of players missing over here on both teams. If the Jazz don't have Markkanen, this gets ugly, in my opinion, even if Kawhi sits. If Markkanen plays and Kawhi sits, I think the Jazz are actually live dogs at home. But we'll see what happens here. There's not much I can say until the injury news is finished and we can actually see who's going to play. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some player props of the day. I want to say, guys, if you do want to get a free month of our VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app down in the description. The one I recommend the most is Parlay Play. I know I just told you guys Parlay Play has been probably one of my most least profitable apps for the month, or it's definitely the app that I've lost the most money on this month. I'm down 5 units on Parlay Play, which is a bad month. But that's not how it typically goes. I knew that January and February would be tough for the beginning of February, so it is what it is. We're going to get ours. We're due for some wins on Parlay Play. If you want to sign up for it, use code FANTASYACES. They give you $5 for free. You get a deposit match up to $100, and you will get free VIP for a month. So that being said, they give a lot of promos every single day. Promos have been missing some. You just got to pick the right ones. My pairs have been missing a little bit too. My pairing has been bad. So lots of blowouts. Blowouts is what killed us yesterday. That Philly game getting beat by 50 is really what sold both of our slips. It sold Maxey, and then it sold Knuppel as well. Because Knuppel would have cashed his points line, and we could have cashed the other slip if it was not for that blowout game. So blowouts have been really, really bad for the NBA, National Blowout Association, for a reason. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our first player prop of the day. So the first prop that I want to look at today is going to be for our man Trey Murphy. This is a boosted play on Parlay Play. I like this one a lot, and I'm going to tell you why. I was looking at Trey Murphy for 18 points. I was sitting there looking at it. I was looking at Murphy. I'm like, I can get Trey Murphy 18 points or 20 points. And it was, did I lock this in? I did not mean to lock this in already. I was going to lock it in live. Okay, let's refresh so you know it's legit. Anyways, I had Trey Murphy. I was looking at his 18 and 20 points. I was like, if he scores 18, does he drop 20? And I'm looking at him. I was like, 18 has been a line he's been crushing. They are playing against OKC. Like I said, I think the Pelicans can keep this game competitive. I was looking at that, then I was looking at PRA, and I was like, man, what do I do? And then the boost came up. 2.5 threes for 1.6x. I was like, 2.5 threes for Trey Murphy. If he scores 20 points, he's going to cash 2.5 threes most likely. And I pulled him up, and I started looking at his 3 points attempted. 3 points made at 2.5. He has an 80% hit rate in his last 10 games. Last 10 games, he shot 11 threes per game. If he's shooting this kind of shot volume for the three-pointers, 100% he gets, or I'm not going to say 100%. More than likely, he's going to make 3 of them if he gives us 10 plus threes. He averages 8 on the season. Lately, obviously, it's been a lot more versus OKC. His last 2 games, he had 10 and 5, so you're looking at around 7.5. OKC has a very weak three-point defense. They give up more threes than about any other team in the league, especially to the guard position, bottom 10 defense in both of those. So it's a good matchup for Trey Murphy. If he gives me 10 plus threes, he's going to make 3 in my opinion. I think he does. Obviously, if he has a horrible game, we could end up chalking this, but I'm willing to take a shot on him rather than take his points because I think the 18 points is going to be reliant on his threes anyway. If he drops the threes, then he's definitely going to cash his points. But if he misses his points, he's probably going to miss his threes as well. That's my thought process. So, anyways, yeah, I think you can take either one of them. I locked in Trey Murphy. You guys saw that on that track picks. I played Trey Murphy, 2.5 3 points made, and I paired it with Michael Porter Jr. for 18 points, and it gave us right at a double up. So if you want to play that, you can. That's honestly one of my favorite slips. I'm going to pull up Porter Jr. I think Porter definitely is going to give us 18 points today after the bad outing they had the other night. He shot poorly. Their team shot poorly. You can see this, 18 points. He's cashed 81% on the season. Dude's averaging more field goal attempts than this points line. He's had 20-plus field goal attempts in a lot of games. He had 11 his last game. They got beat by 40 versus the Clippers. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think they keep it competitive. I think this game's good. Head-to-head, he had 23 points his last game versus Phoenix, and that was this season. That was on my birthday on January 19th. So I'm willing to give Porter another chance at 18 points. Obviously, he's my wagon for the season, and we locked him in today. So that's going to be slip number 1 if you guys do want to tell. When we're looking at slip number 2, the first pick is going to be for our man Alex Sarr. I'm taking Sarr. I'm taking him for 25 points and rebounds. Now, this is a line that could be sweaty. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you don't want to play it, you can fade it. Sarr is a guy who has not cashed this line very many times, but they are missing a lot of players. Kalibli's out, or Kalibli's questionable. Middleton's questionable. They are missing Bagley. Bagley obviously is going to take up a lot of usage. You can go to games without players. You can do without Bagley. See here. So we have 6 games, 4 of 6 games our man Sarr has been over, and he's averaging 27. Has a lot of usage. His minutes are way up. He's playing 36, 37 minutes per game right now if the game stays competitive. I think they can beat Portland. So I think this is another competitive game, and that's really what I'm looking at is if this game stays competitive. If it becomes a blowout, then yes, Sarr's probably going to end up not cashing his line, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Head-to-head, he had 24 his last game versus Portland. That was from last season. So give me Sarr right now for 25 points and rebounds. If you don't like it, like I said, just fade it. His rebounds threshold, he's sitting at around 7 rebounds per game on average. So if you want to take his points at 7 boards, he would still have a better line at 18 points instead of the 25 PR. But he has games where his ceiling's 10 to 15. Portland's on a back-to-back. So Trailblazers on a back-to-back. Obviously going to be on tired legs. Rebound is going to be a lot easier for someone who's fresh. So I'm thinking that he cashes his board line. I think he gives us 8 or 9 rebounds at least. And if he gives us double digits, his point line should be free. So give me Sarr, man. I like Sarr at 25 PR today. Last time I played Sarr, he chalked me, but I'm giving him one more chance. So 25 to 1.7x or 1.27x. Thought it was a higher payout than that, but pretty sure the payout got bumped down. But locking in Sarr with Embiid and SGA. So I'm taking Embiid for 34.5 PRA, and then I'm locking it with SGA, 25 points. And this should give us like a 1.88x, I think is what it was. Dude, the value has come down so bad on this slip. I'm just going to tell you guys, it was a 1.88x a minute ago, and I'm pretty sure Sarr was a 1.4x at 25 PR. So I don't know if news came out or if they're just trolling me. I'm going to lock this in at a 1.77x, but I don't necessarily like that value compared to what it was. I'm still going to play it because those are the slips. That's the slip that I liked. But we had Embiid and we had SGA. Now, these are pretty much plays that you don't really need much of a write-up on, especially SGA for 25 points. SGA is good for 25 points, 87% of games this season. If the game stays competitive, he 100% wins. Versus the Pelicans, he's had 30 points in every single game except his last one where he had 23 points. So give me SGA for 25. Pelicans have a weak defense. Not much that needs to be said there. Other pick was Embiid. I played Embiid. PRA. I like his points as well. If you prefer taking his points, I think Embiid up to 25 points is not a bad bet. Embiid's been popping off. They're on a back-to-back, and Maxi's been playing very, very bad lately. So give me Embiid for 35 PRA. He's cashed this 80% of his last 10 games. He's cashed it 70% of his last 20. Dude's just been playing very, very good as of lately, especially scoring. 38 points, 32 points, 30 points, 33 points. Dude has been a lights-out scorer as of lately, going against a team that doesn't give up many stats to the center position, but it's Embiid. Embiid's pretty lazy, gets injury, gets hurt a lot, but I do think he can give us 35 PRA as long as he stays healthy this game. So give me Embiid for 35. I'm willing to take a chance on it. So that's what I got for these two games, guys. Sarr, Embiid, and SGA on a slip, and then we got Trey Murphy with Porter on another slip. So lock them in if you like them, fade them if you don't. Join our Discord if you're not in there already. We'd love to have you in there, and I'll see y'all in the next video.